It is either Friday, October 31st, or Saturday, November 1st, 2025. This is another World Series edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Looking for a refreshing citrusy kick? Go grab yourself a Mountain Dew. That is my man Trevor Plouffe. I am Krusty the Clown. We got producer Dan and intern Sawyer along for the ride as well, as we got what we wanted. The most baseball you can have. Game 7 of the World Series coming your way. How you doing, Plouffe?
Who's Plouffe? This is Guy Fieri. Welcome to Flavor Town. What are you talking about? I do not like that mask. I don't like the voice. You're freaking me out.
What? That's a pretty good Krusty the Clown, isn't it?
What are the eyes doing? Did you cut those out?
Yeah, so I could see. You can't. Yeah. No?
All right.
Not taking it?
You always do great impressions.
Thank you.
Can you do Guy Fieri for me?
I can't. That's one I can't do. I guess
I don't really have it down either.
No, but you look the part pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Leave a comment. Whose outfit do you like better? Did I nail it on the voice or not? We got a little more trick or treat coming up a little bit later in the show. But
you sound like Mo.
Sound like Mo? Well, that's the thing. All the voices are like done by the same people. Yeah. So Krusty the Clown and Mo.
You know what? You were good. That was good.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's no Bruce Bochy, but I guess it'll do. All right, so here we go. We do have a Game 7 because, in part, the guy who was supposed to start Game 7 for the Dodgers had to come in the ninth in Game 6 and put out the fire. And boy, did he douse the Flames thanks to some great defense and questionable base running.
Jimenez floats one, left field. Hernandez makes the catch. Back to second. Game 7 tomorrow night. It's a game-ending double play. Kike Hernandez to Miguel Rojas.
The crazy thing is that I had no idea where the ball was because it was in the lights the whole time. But given the situation of the game, World Series on the line, and how good I was hitting tonight, I was like, it's going to hit me in the face, but I'm not stopping. I'm not pulling up. And then at the very end, the ball came out of lights and went in my glove. And I tried to not throw the ball hard because I was coming in at full speed, and I was really close to the second base. And I thought I long hopped him, but I gave him a really hard throw to catch. And I think it was a better pick than it was a play. On my end, it was a better pick on Miggy.
Off the bat, I thought it was just going to get over the shortstop's head. I didn't think it was going to travel that far. So it was kind of a bad read, but yeah. And then, obviously I was caught too far off the base. So he made a good play, made a good throw, kind of. And at least Ross picked it, of course.
What was your reaction when it happened?
I couldn't believe it. I also thought it was going to fall in. And then I saw Kike kind of close on it. I said, okay, second and third. Glasnow, you've done your job so far. You got 2 outs, but now you got Springer up. I thought we were going to get a huge another huge at bat there. And then I saw the throw and I saw Miggy pick it. And I was like, oh my God. Game 7. And I'm with Kike there. I think that's a better pick than a play that he made. That is like the biggest in-between hop you're ever going to see while also having to keep your foot on the base. Like if he was able to take his foot off and manipulate his body the way he needed to, like that's an easier play. But having to keep his like he barely gave himself space to catch the ball right there. So that's just I said this to Jake. I said that is just him relying on every single ground ball, short hop ball that he's picked in his life. He just was a ball player right there and made a freaking play, dude. Awesome by Miggy Rowe.
The ball was literally behind him when he caught it. I don't think we'll ever understand as fans probably how difficult it is. I know you came up as a shortstop. I heard Miggy Rowe talk about it. Kike, of course, who was a shortstop, understands how tough it was. I listened to the Fox postgame show and Derek Jeter talking about how incredible the play was. And a little bit of me, because, Miggy Rowe has become a friend over the last several years, and I hated the beating that he took publicly on a particular podcast when it was hosted by 3 football players who had no idea what type of player Miguel Rojas is. And all I could think about at that time was, holy shit, There's not a ton of baseball players who would have made that play. And that is his superpower. I mean, the reason that Dave Roberts put him in the lineup was because the guy who's supposed to be hitting in the outfield can't hit. So they have to move Tommy Edman off of second base, and so they have to put him in center. And then Miguel Rojas comes up huge, not only with that play, but the barehanded chopper that he played as well.
Another Barger play.
Yeah. And he makes easy plays or tough plays look relatively easy. And you also hear from Mookie Betts how important he is. It's like having a guy who has played that position, shortstop, for so long and so well. It's just another set of eyes and ears out there with him. And Mookie was asking him questions about, where do I play in the ninth? What do I do with the ball? He can't do that if Miguel Rojas is on the bench.
It's I started laughing because you're like talking about these guys, these football players hosting podcasts. I was like, oh my God, you're a clown right now. Like, I just
well, finally, some people would say I should have been wearing this outfit every day that I've been doing a podcast and never been on television.
No, I mean, again, I think if you just look at that play, you understand how difficult that pick is. You don't have to be a former shortstop to understand it. And again, I'll reiterate the fact that he had to keep his foot on the bag is what made that as difficult of a play as it was. But you're right. I mean, Miggy Rowe, he's a gamer, and that's what he's supposed to do. That's his role on this Dodgers team, is do the little things right. Get a bunt down when you need to. Come in and play sound defense. And then every once in a while, you're going to get a spectacular play like this, because that's the kind of player that he is. That angle right there is wild.
Yeah. Let's turn it to the other side.
By the way, hold on. I want to before I was getting this up before I started talking here. Miggy Rowe game logs. Like, how many at bats? How many has he had in the last month?
He hadn't started since the wild card round, so it's been 3 weeks.
Like, to just throw him in there, elimination game 6, and for him to come up the way he did, awesome.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Barger can't do that. He can't.
No.
Everything is about time and place, and I understand the aggressiveness, but you have to know who's in the on-deck circle.
Yep.
So even if the ball is just popped up or if he strikes out, you still got a chance to win the World Series because it's George Springer up next. I would have been curious to see if they would have walked him with a base open if there were 2 outs. Let's say that he doesn't get doubled off second, but we'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility of that, but yeah, you're right. They made a play to end the game, and we'll never know.
But if you're Barger, I mean, we heard him explain it.
It could be a difficult read only because of the moment. He's the tying run. He wants to get in there. He's trying to get as best of a break as he can. He's not the fleetest of foot. I asked Jake this. I'm curious your take. Any thought after he hits that double that IKF comes in and runs for him?
No. Barger's an athlete, man.
He's decent. He's not like the fast guy. I don't even know what IKF sprint speed is. I was just thinking, out loud. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Here's the double. There were some people who asked me on Twitter about the rules. I mean, the rules are pretty clear. John Schneider didn't have a problem with it. That's his home park. He knows the rules. I'm always curious if we should try and change things up. And I don't think it would have had to do anything with putting Barger at a different base, because I don't think he would have tried to go to third if they have to play that ball. But Miles Straw is going to score, right? And then it becomes a one-run game. Would you ever have a problem, or should we as a sport look into having umpires decide on the field, you know what, Miles Straw, we all know the guy's fast. He would have scored. Let's let him have the run, and Barger, you stay at second.
I mean, I think the rule is, this pen's going to fall. The rule is they just stop when he puts the hands up, right? Dead ball. That's the rule.
I mean, it's a dead ball.
Yeah.
So you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. I'm actually shocked. I just don't know how that ball got wedged. This is not a place where, as an outfielder, you're ready to do that. Some parks, you're like, okay, I understand this ball has a chance to get lodged up. Sometimes there's a little bit of a gap in between the padding and the wall. Here, it's flush all the way to the ground. At least we thought it was. And Barger hits that ball just in the perfect spot. And Dean, having the wherewithal not to go reach for it, puts the hands up, and that was a wild play. Oh, a wild bottom of the ninth altogether.
Yeah. Well, we haven't talked about it yet, but Glasnow getting Ernie Clement to pop up on the very first pitch. Now, it doesn't surprise you that, Clement went after the first pitch because that's who he is. He's an aggressive guy. But man, oh man, to not get the ball to the outfield, to not even get it on the ground where I believe they were giving up a run.
They were.
At the very least, and maybe trying to get the runner over to third with less than 2 outs. That was an enormous, enormous play that I don't think a lot of people have mentioned because of the way the game ended.
Yeah, I mean, right away to pop up to Freddie. I mean, the thought process for me was, you're not really going to push bunt there. I mean, that does possibly get a run over, then move the runner over to third base as well. So there's that situation. But Ernie Clement's been one of their better hitters, so he's trying to drive in too, at least trying to go to the right side, he was trying to do that. He was trying to go to the right side right there. Glasnow just ran up under his hands. It was a better pitch than a swing.
Yeah, I'd love to know everybody's reaction. Dodger fans, Blue Jay fans, just baseball fans in general. I think we were all kind of screaming with that last play something. Did you think that when Barger, though, hit that double, that the Blue Jays were going to win?
I thought they were going to tie it.
That's what I thought, too.
I don't know if they were going to win. I will say this. I, at one point, didn't think they were going to allow that to be called a lodged ball. And then when they showed Barger had already ran all the way around the bases, I was like, oh, my God, they just tied the game. I really did.
Really?
Because, again, it's just not a park in an outfield where that happens.
That happens, right? Well, it sounded like
Blue Jays fans, if you're here, I don't know if you're watching the episode after that, but if you are here, has that happened before there?
I mean, I'm sure it has.
I don't think so, Chris, because for it to get lodged like that, that's the only way. It has to hit on a fly and wedge itself. A ground ball is never doing that. There's not enough space for it.
That's true. Well, the umpire was all over it. I mean, he put his hands up immediately. It sounded like simultaneously. They never got a great shot of the umpires on the field.
And they reviewed it and, quickly.
Yeah. It was incredible. Another huge reason why we are headed to a Game 7 is because Yoshinobu Yamamoto shoved yet again. Now, we set the over-under on 7 1/3, and he didn't get close to that because the Blue Jays worked him. And he did go 6 full, still only gave up 1 run, did walk his first batter of the World Series. He is at the top of his game at a time where they needed him most. He was fantastic yet again.
Were you shocked he came out with 96 pitches?
I thought that they would push him through the 7th, but Robleski did a remarkable job. And so it was the equivalent of, because you were going to give the ball to Roki at 3-1 in the 8th regardless. Yes. It wasn't like Robleski was going to work a little bit longer.
Do you think Robleski was like Doc was like, hey, you're going in. You're going to be our bridge guy? Because he didn't go in. He didn't go in to face 3 lefties. He went and faced, was it Kirk, Clement, and Barger?
Yeah.
He had to have been told that. You're our bridge guy today.
I'm sure
you don't just call down and say, hey, you're in, buddy.
No, I'm sure he did. I'm sure they thought about who are the guys who are most comfortable with. He was great. But Yamamoto, what more can we say about the guy who is the highest paid starting pitcher in the game other than he's fucking earned every penny in his now 2 seasons in Dodger Blue?
It's been incredible. Incredible. It's just the demeanor, and that he's going to be prepared, and you basically he's going to execute too. That's the crazy thing. A lot of guys are prepared, but how often are they going to execute? I believe his execution percentage must be at the top of the list of any pitcher in the big leagues. Nobody else executes their pitches more than Yamamoto does. And he's got 6 of them.
Yeah. We'll get to Game 7 and his availability in just a bit. I also did Yamamoto's.
What?
if he's available for Game 7.
Do you think he's available tomorrow to throw?
Just hold tight, and I'll give you a reason why, and just see if you're on board with me or not, okay?
I can't take you serious right now.
Do you want me to take this off? Because it's,
No,
by the way,
I don't. You've gone too far now.
It is so hot in this thing. I feel like I'm in a freaking sauna right now. I mean, the sweat dripping down my nipples is just insane at this point.
Why are your nipples sweating? It's the mask.
But it's everything under it. It's from here down. It is not pretty right now. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Guy. I got a different type of Flavor Town working over here. I told you in our warm-up show, our pregame show for Game 6, that I thought Gausman would pitch great. And he did. I mean, he came out on fire. First time through the lineup was insane. And then Edman gets the big double. They end up getting the crooked number that we talked about. We said the Dodgers can't just, get a single run. And Mookie Betts is the guy that obviously propelled that to a 3-0 lead. But I thought Gausman, once again, threw the ball outstanding. His splitter was insane.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's coming and you still can't hit it. I had all his stuff up and I think I clicked off of it, but he had a ton of whiffs. I'm sorry. I had all the numbers up and I clicked off of doing something else. He threw it over 50% of the time, I believe, and had a ton of whiffs on it. And again, the Dodgers knew it was coming and still couldn't hit it. The one time where he got away from it was to our guy Mookie, who ended up making him pay for it. But other than that, he was awesome. We talked about his free agent contract, how good it's been for the Blue Jays. And, I talked about Yamamoto executing his pitches. This guy was keeping pace with him all game long as well.
I think I nailed it. I think I said he'd go 6 innings, and that's what he went.
Now I gotta get those stats for you. I just zooed that. Sorry.
It's all right. How are you going to get him back?
I have him right. I can just get him. I just clicked off on accident.
God.
I got it right now.
What do you got?
Kevin Gausman, 53% splitters as opposed to 38% on the year. He had 27 strikes or 27 swings, 15 whiffs. So it's a 56% whiff rate on that pitch tonight.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good. So you know where that takes us to? Game 7, everybody. Game 7. God. Season ends then. Here are the two skippers on what we've got coming.
Tomorrow it's going to be electric here. I mean, these guys, it's business as usual, although it's coming down to one game. You know what I mean? These guys are really good at kind of just turning the page. That'll take a while to kind of unpack. That's a wild ending.
We got to pick up the pieces tonight, see where our guys are at tomorrow. Certainly Shohei is going to be a part of the pitching plan, but again, Glass can be a part of it too. We'll see, because now it's a Game 7, so all hands on deck.
All right, so he's not making it official, although Joel Sherman has come out and said Shohei's going to start on 3 days rest. What are you shaking your head about?
It's not all hands on deck. I've been saying that. It is tomorrow. This is what's going to happen, people. I'm telling you right now, and I'm talking Dodgers side. It's Shohei, it's Glasnow, it's Roki, and possibly a Blake Snell appearance. That is it. And I'm curious your Yamamoto take.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that in the cards.
Okay, so Yamamoto threw over 100 pitches tonight, right?
96.
96. Okay. Here's the reason, even though Dave Roberts came out and said he will not pitch, here's why I think he might be available.
Okay.
Little history lesson for you from Krusty. 2001 World Series, Game 6, Diamondbacks down 3-2 to the New York Yankees. Randy Johnson, 7 innings, 104 pitches. The next day, he comes out of the bullpen breathing fire. He got the last 4 outs on 17 pitches. So Randy Johnson, who was considerably older than Yoshinobu Yamamoto at this point in his career, and Yamamoto's got all this guaranteed dough. I mean, what does he have to do? We're good. We'll see you next. Why are you shaking your head like that?
No way.
Oh, I think there's a way.
I'm glad you found the one, scenario over the last 50 years where that's happened.
Yes.
It ain't happening.
Yes. In fact, Randy Johnson that time became the first pitcher in 55 years to start and win a game one day and then win the game in relief the next day in the World Series. So I'm just saying, you don't think that if the Dodgers are in trouble and they have a choice between Blake Trinan and Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
No, neither of those guys. No choice.
But you're playing out the perfect scenario. First of all, Shohei, and I do think he's going to start. You think he's going to start, right?
Of course.
Okay. So on 3 days rest, at best, he's giving them 5. I'm going to guess it's going to be shorter than that.
Okay. And Glasnow threw 3 pitches tonight.
Yes.
He's supposed to be your Game 7 starter. He has every bullet he needs.
Yep.
You have Sasaki, who can go 2.
You think he threw, 34 tonight?
You're going to have those bullets. And then I think there's a possibility Blake Snell comes in at some point.
Okay. You're also going on it that it's a perfect scenario for the Dodgers. What if it's not a perfect scenario? What if somebody is off? What if somebody gets in trouble? You're going to have to use more than the 4 arms you talked about, possibly.
No, because those guys are built up. These aren't relievers.
But what my point is that you don't have the question is the time. You don't have time to have these guys try and figure their way out of a jam. If Tyler Glasnow comes in and he gives up a couple of knocks and a walk, are you going to sit there and say, well, he could still give us another 3 innings?
Then other people are going to come in to pitch. I say, I did give the best case scenario, what I think Doc wants to happen. I don't think Yamamoto's a part of the plan. I just don't.
I'm just saying that it's a total last resort, but it's a resort that could happen based on who's available and what they have had happen out of that bullpen.
On the flip side, Max Scherzer starting Game 7, which is wild. Love to see that. It's awesome. That, to me, is fully all hands on deck. We're going to get him. We're going to get Savage. We're going to get Bieber. We're going to get Dominguez. We're going to get Hoffman. We're going to get Louis Varland for the millionth time. Like, they truly are all hands on deck. I do not think the Dodgers are. I think there are guys that Dave Roberts could say, don't even put your uniform on. You ain't pitching today.
Oh, I don't think come on. No, that's not a possibility. It's not a possibility.
I mean, I'm just being facetious. They're going to
I know,
put
but I'm
uniform
saying
on, but
I know. But once again, if this game goes wacky and after 4 innings, it's 5-4, buckle up because we're going to be in for something that we're not used to in a Game 7. For Scherzer, he, of course, started Game 7 the last time we had one of these bad boys in the World Series. He did it for the Washington Nationals in 2019. He joins Bob Gibson, Lou Burdette, and Don Larson as the only pitchers in history to start multiple World Series Game 7s. That's pretty damn cool, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Yeah. If I said that both starters gave 4 innings, which team is happier?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers are happier.
Yeah.
Is that because Glasnow can now give you whatever he has to give you?
I mean, Glasnow was supposed to start tomorrow. You're going to get Shohei getting you through 4, then you have a guy that's ready to go fully rested.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they're happier.
How great do you expect Scherzer to be?
If you would have asked me that question, 2 weeks ago with Scherzer, I would have said that Scherzer and the Blue Jays are happier, but he's looked like a dog. So they want him to go. They want him to go.
How good do you expect him to be?
It's a loaded question, Chris. I expect him to have a couple clean innings, a couple innings where he's going to have to work out of trouble, and he's got to limit mistakes. I mean, the Dodgers got 4 hits, so I think he's going to tonight. I think he's going to be pretty damn good. The Dodgers offense still isn't going. It's just, I guess that's never going to happen for them. So I expect him to be pretty damn good.
And what about Shohei? Are you worried at all? We often talk on this show about Shohei fatigue, but that's usually for fans and media members. Now it might actually be a physical and emotional thing for the most interesting man on the planet. Are you worried at all about that rearing its head in Game 7?
I don't think so.
I'm a little worried. I have to be honest with you. I think that so much of this is piled up and so much is asked of him that at some point the human body can't take it.
He's different. I'm probably for the rest of my life never going to second guess Shohei Ohtani.
Well, I don't think you're second guessing.
You're kind of second guessing him. Can he hold up in a Game 7? He's got 9 more innings to play. He's going to be fine.
Okay, good. I hope everybody's at their best. So for the Dodgers, they only scored in 1 inning, and they held on for dear life after that. The good news for Dodger Blue was that somebody finally got his swing back.
Base hit left field. Ohtani's in to score. Here comes Will Smith. Throw to the plate's not in time. Betts breaks through, and so do the Dodgers.
They moved him down to the cleanup spot, so they keep moving him down in the order, and it sounds like Doc is going to keep him there for Game 7 as well. Does that swing, in your opinion, mean that Mookie's back, or is it just a good at-bat and good night for him?
I think it could do wonders for his mental game. And so, to me, I expect Mookie to go into Game 7 with a much more confidence than he came into Game 6 with. That's a huge swing right there. And even he was set up to fail in that at bat. Okay, so you get a slider first pitch ball, and then a splitter nasty pitch that he takes. Then he gets a four-seam fastball that he kind of swings at, and you could tell that he was on the splitter because it was blown by him, up and in type pitch, bad swing on it. And so I said Gausman can go anywhere now. He goes back to the fastball, like up above the zone. He fouls it off. And I was like, hey, if Gausman throws a splitter and it starts at the bottom third of the zone, it's a strikeout. No matter what. Like, he has Mookie set up perfectly for it. He ends up going back to the four-seamer, which is kind of like pitching backwards a little bit, or they're making Mookie have to make a decision. And he gets the barrel too. I mean, it was a phenomenal chess match between the two guys, and I think Gausman just made the wrong move.
Well, for Mookie, it wasn't just that one swing. I thought his at-bats were a little bit better because he worked deeper into counts. He would foul off a few pitches. He actually worked a walk a little bit later in the game. He had 4 at-bats. He saw 21 pitches. That's good news. I always hear, and when I talk to guys who are struggling and how they get out of it, they say when you see us start to walk or give longer at-bats, that means we're seeing the ball a bit better. And so I think that is good news. I don't know what it means for Game 7 against Max Scherzer and anybody else that might grab the baseball for the Toronto Blue Jays, but it certainly was nice to see a former league MVP and a 3-time World Series champion in Mookie Betts do his thing. So I thought that was nice. What do you got here? Oh, okay. So, yeah, you sent that. Oh, that's lovely. I like that. Maybe Dan can get that up for our last question. But I do want to ask you, would you make any lineup changes if you are either manager going into Game 7, or do you think basically what we saw in Game 6 is what you'll see?
So I did this with Jake, and he actually gave me the suggestion, so I'll give a tip to him. I think the Dodgers are going to run out the same lineup and do that again. I think Miggy Rowe gets another start in Game 7. I think they just kind of run it back. The Blue Jays, it'd be interesting to see if they flip Barger and Varsho. Right now, Varsho hitting 5th. Barger's at-bats are really, really good. And it wouldn't surprise me if those guys ended up flipping Varsho down to 7, Barger hitting 5th. And I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, the at-bats have just been better for Barger.
Do you give either team an edge? And if so, why?
No. I honestly think this is a series that can go either way. We've seen it back and forth. I don't think any team has an edge right now. I don't, because even tonight, I mean, Ohtani had the ass out double. Will Smith has the big knock. That was nice. But Freddie Freeman 0 for 3. Mookie has the 1 hit. Great. Like, they didn't wake up offensively. So if they did, then I would probably give the edge to the Dodgers, but they didn't. I mean, the Blue Jays had double the amount of hits of the Dodgers. It was just they couldn't get it. What were they with runners in scoring position tonight? They were 1 for 9. So I think this is a game that's going to come down to 1 or 2 plays. I truly do not have an edge for either of these teams.
Yeah, I think if anything, it might be a slight edge for Toronto, because I think that their offense just has been shut down by a starting pitcher who's running really hot and is just great and at the top of his game, as we talked about with Yamamoto. Everybody else, they've gotten some pretty good hacks against. And if I'm the Dodgers, I don't know if I feel that great about the guys in the lineup right now. They're just not running well, and somebody is going to have to do something extraordinary, or at least back to Dodger normal, if you will. Just something we haven't seen since the Reds wild card series. So I would give a slight edge to Toronto. I just don't know which way I'm picking yet. I still have a couple minutes. The road team has won the last 4 Game 7s of the World Series. Washington in 2019, Houston in 2017, the Cubs in 2016, the Giants in 2014. The last home team to win was the St. Louis Cardinals back in 2011 over the Texas Rangers. Does that mean anything to you?
No.
0. Same here. Yeah. I just wanted to test you.
Teo needs to figure it out a little bit right now.
Well,
he took some tough
swings. I was going to ask
tonight.
you that. Would you take him out of the lineup?
No, because he's got the possibility to hit a 3-run homer at any given moment. But right now, they're not throwing him strikes, and he's just swinging.
I know, but if he's going to swing like that, I'd at least rather make sure I've got a guy in right field who can catch the ball.
I don't. I think he plays, and shit, he might hit the homer. He has that potential. I don't think you can take him out.
I know he's been too good, but his numbers in Toronto in the 3 games in this series are horrific. I think he struck out 5 of the 7 at bats in the first 2 games. And let me see.
Yeah, he had the sombrero tonight, 0 for 4 with 3 Ks.
Okay. Well, there you go. Then, so he's 0 for 11 here, right? With 8 strikeouts. I mean, so you're just saying, well, based on the possibility, or if you put Pages in, then it's.
Yeah, I think you take that chance and that he can run into one.
Okay. It is really hard for me to see my computer through this Krusty the Clown mask.
I can't. My head. There's no ventilation.
Yeah. How sweaty are you?
I'm not sweaty.
You're not?
No.
Okay. I feel like I just ran the LA Marathon.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. It's not great under this head. I'm just telling you. Did you have fun trick-or-treating?
I mean, I didn't really trick-or-treat. So, we shut down a few streets in my neighborhood, which is really cool. It's really safe for the kids. The neighbors do a really good job. I ended up staying at one of my friend's house that's on the main strip. They were playing the Dodger game. So I watched it here for a little bit, and then we went down there. Shout out Jill and James Green. They had the game on. So I watched it there, and then I actually let Olivia keep my car. I ran from that house to my house about a mile, Chris, in this outfit.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God. I had to get back for the show. So I missed the top of the 9th as I was running back.
Oh, there you are.
And
look at how cute you two are.
Liv was real last minute with her costume, and she cricketed that little Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives apron. And there I am, Guy Fieri in the flesh.
You guys look great. I didn't dress up. I saved this costume for our special community. But we did have we had like 600 trick-or-treaters. And here's some of the really good costumes, I thought. These monkeys. And then another one came back, and I said, "Oh, you're back for more?" And they said, "No, I'm the 4th monkey. I can't find the other 3 monkeys." This one was a Pringles can. I thought that was genius. I love that. And then this one kind of freaked me out, but I thought it was really good.
Okay.
So good creative kids out there this year. That away.
Yeah, I know you're giving out full-size candy bars at that mansion of yours.
Nope. Somebody was on the street, and that's a bad neighbor. That's a bad neighbor.
Bad neighbor.
Yeah, you can't stick out like that. I'm sorry. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna make everybody else look like shit, or you're gonna make us all run to the store and then spend like $1,000 on Halloween candy. And who the hell wants to do that?
We have bars at every house. Like it's crazy here.
Do you bring your solo cup?
I'm not drinking right now. My house, the first year we moved into this neighborhood, I didn't really know how they did Halloween. So we were like going to go down to that area, but I thought people just trick-or-treated everywhere. So I didn't want to be that guy who just shut his lights off. So I left a big tub of candy and just said that, I didn't even say take one. I just like left it out there. Nobody trick-or-treats in my house. I'll never have trick-or-treaters in my house.
That's good. You don't have to spend it. It's good. Pocket that dough instead. Go get a haircut, guy. All right. I know how much you love this question. Who will be kissing the commissioner's trophy come Saturday night?
I'm a man of principle and a guy who sticks with his word. I'm going Dodgers. I had him in 5. I'm taking him in 7.
Yeah, you know what? I thought the series was going to end in 6. Once Toronto got that lead, I just felt they were going to close it out, even though I predicted before the series Dodgers in 6. So I guess I'll have to hop back and do Dodgers in 7, which means congratulations to the Toronto Blue Jays, because I've been really nailing this thing left and right. Man, oh man.
It could be either team, and every single person who's watching this series knows that.
Well, I know it sucks for Blue Jays fans, and it's hard on Dodgers fans. It has been entertaining. There's been great storylines, a lot of drama. And now we got final game of the season coming up, and I can't wait. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a ton of fun, and we will be with you shortly after the World Series ends. Trev and Jake will be doing a live edition of Talking Baseball, and then we'll be with you, and that'll be out for your consumption, and that will be the final show of the year while we play baseball. There's a ton of off-season programming, but we can't wait. So, good hard work, as always, by our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer. That is the uber-talented Guy Fieri. I am Krusty the Clown. We will see you and crown a champion Saturday night after Game 7 of the World Series. Thanks again for watching Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew. Baja Blast!
You're a creep.